Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you all. I'd like to introduce you to the 9th grade honors ELA documentary. A documentary is about visions and the aspirations of people like you and I. The way we express ourselves and our aspirations are the way we can inspire others to follow their dreams and reach towards them. While interviewing professional business owners, we learned about ambitions and how to reach our goals in life, whether it be short-term goals or long-term goals. Throughout this project, we have also learned many important virtues, such as patience and perseverance. We hope that you learned something from our documentary, and hold on to your dreams. Without further ado, let's embark on our journey of visions.
How did you organize your dreams? Like, how did you organize your dreams to be here and to make it where you are today?
I am the youngest of 10 children. And when I grew up, we weren't rich by any means, but we were well off. And my father always told me and my sisters we were fabulous. That was just something that was always instilled in us. My uncles, every time I would go visit them, they would just tell me how beautiful I was. My aunts would tell me how smart I was. I didn't know that I didn't have to go to college. I had no clue. I thought when you graduate from high school, you have to go to college. And so in knowing that, the expectation from my family was very, very high. And with adhering to the dreams of my parents, what they wanted for their children, it just led me on a path where I knew that I would want to make a difference in this life. I had a private school for 10 years. We always knew that there was a level of respect and an ability to have, to work together as Muslims, Jews, because I had all of those kinds of children at the school. So for those of you who already know pretty much what you want to do, I encourage you to do some internships during the summer. If you want to be a doctor, call some doctor's offices, see if they'll let you shadow them. You want to be a restaurateur, call some restaurants, see if they'll let you come in and see the behind the scenes things, because what you guys see out here is totally different behind the scenes. It gets loud back there. You don't want people to have to really wait a long time. So, you're kind of like speeding, rushing. There's prep work. We have sous chefs. We have other, cooks. And, it's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that, you have to prepare for. Your behavior becomes your habit. Your habits become who you are. Who you are becomes your livelihood. It becomes what you're going to be, what you're going to do, how people are going to see you. So the way that you communicate with somebody is also how people are going to receive you. So sometimes if I'm really upset, I'll write somebody a note so they can read it however they want it. I'm sorry. You can read it like, oh wow, I'm sorry, she's really sorry. I'm sorry. She didn't really mean it. I'm sorry. She's sarcastic. However you read it, that's your call. If you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, take a week, 1 week, where you address each other as that. Doctor, attorney, whatever,
A vision is a mental picture of your future. This is an idea of what the future can hold that has not yet occurred. As future leaders, our visions need to be strong enough to pursue them until they end. The world is filled with many possibilities, and it is ours for the taking. We must take advantage of the life we're living because nothing stays the same. Even if the life around us changes, our ambitions should stay relentless. Our visions shouldn't diminish or be neglected because of doubt. Dreams are meant to be pursued. So why live in an enclosed box when we are given so much to learn?
I'm stepping out of her bag. I started it. Should I teach? No. But when we were in school, we were taught you can do it. Never give up. Always finish everything you start. You don't finish everything you start. You might start something that's not so good. Abandon it. Leave it alone. Get rid of it. Knock it off. because none of us are perfect, right? None of us are perfect.
Do you have any advice for any new business owners or someone who wants to start a business?
I think that anytime you want to start something new, don't tell people. I feel like as soon as you start telling people, sometimes you don't know what someone has in their mind or what they have in their heart for you. Sometimes you tell people your idea and they'll say like, oh, alhamdulillah. And in their mind you're like, jinx, you know, fail. I hope you don't succeed. I want what you have. Because you know, you only Allah knows the heart of people. So the best thing to do is go ahead, you know, pray 2 rakat, make your plan. After you get yourself established and you want to make your business public, you want to advertise, then you tell the people. But my mother always advised me, even when you're going for a job interview, don't tell people until after you get the job. Because you just never know. And also, there's going to be like 1 or 2 people who you have to tell. And sometimes people don't have the vision that you have. They can't see where you're trying to go. So you have to be steadfast and you have to be sure of what you're doing. Because the people who encourage you in the beginning, they may not always be encouraging you. So you have to be strong in yourself and be confident and just do all your research. And you have to look like you have money to get money. If you look like you're broke, nobody's going to give you money. You're going to stay broke. You have to invest in your image and your presentation first, and then people will start to give you money if they think you already have it. That's my advice.
Tell us about your dreams and aspirations.
People often ask me, like my clients, my customers ask me, how long have you been doing henna? I've always done my own henna, but as a business, officially I would say I began in 2013, and it was a side business, and it's still like a side business. I look at it as artwork, not just as a business. As a Muslim, I like art. But you know, in Islam, there's certain types of art you can do, which is halal, and some that's not good, which is haram. For example, we can do images of faces and animals and all this kind of stuff. So doing henna gives me a chance to get my art on without doing anything that's haram. That's one thing. On the other side of it, it helps me to preserve my culture. I like to do different types of henna from different regions, but I tend to focus on African henna design, and that helps me also to educate the African and African American community about their own culture. Some people think that all henna is coming from like Indo-Pakistani, but in Africa we have our own specific designs. Now, in terms of like the business aspect of it, it's a good income, and again, it keeps my income halal. I'm not earning money from some way that's not good, and I can what we say, eat this money, knowing that I earned it in a good way, in a way that's pleasing to Allah. Sometimes it's lucrative, and sometimes it's not. For example, certain times of the year, like Eid, I make bank. The whole beginning of Ramadan to the ending, Eid, I make money during that time. Everybody wants henna. My phone doesn't stop ringing. After that, sometimes it slips, but I also have like regular customers that I see, and it's pretty much flowing the way I want it to. If someone asks me like what's my overall goal or my goal for the future, the near future for my henna business, I would like to establish a henna shop, just like you have a hair salon or a nail salon. I want to have a henna salon where the women can come and get their henna without having to worry about like men passing through and men passing by, where women can just sit and be together, get their henna, and just be in a relaxing environment, because I think that's something that the Muslim community, the women that we need. In terms of money, I would like to get to the point where I can just have my henna business as my only income, even though I like my other job, I love teaching, but I would like to know that if tomorrow I decide, okay, I had enough of teaching, I can just sit down and pay all my bills and have money in the bank just off of henna. So when will that happen? Allahu Alam. It's not something that I'm losing sleep over, wondering when it will happen, but it would be nice. Maybe within the next, realistically speaking, 3 to 5 years.
Okay, thank you. Here's our second intern.